Thanks to a report from Entertainment Weekly, Warner Brothers and DC Films have officially announced that Justice League Part 1 is a go, with production slated to start on April 11th. Meanwhile, showing that he is indeed still hard at work on the project, Zack Snyder tweeted out a picture of him and Aquaman star Jason Momoa posing behind the scenes in front of a number of costumes from the film. Justice League Part 1 will star Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, Jason Momoa, and Ray Fisher, with Part 1 coming to theaters November 17th, 2017. John, what do you think of the news that Justice League has a production start date?
Damage control. No, I think, look, this is good. We've had the release dates, all that kind of stuff. I am on record. I believe this movie is going to be great. I think it's going to be a huge success. Do I have some minor concerns about it? Sure, we have minor concerns about every movie we go into. I have some minor concerns about, first of all, Batman v Superman. I think it's going to be wonderful, though. However, that being said, with them coming out announcing that we've already known they've had release dates forever. Mm-hmm. Them coming out now and announcing, and we're starting shooting in April. That's great. That is great. But let's just keep this in mind. We have heard movies say that they have shooting dates set and fall apart. We have heard comic book movies say they have a shoot date and a release date and it fall apart. We have recently heard, we can talk about those films, of comic book sequels that are already in the plans. They've got a release date and they're going to start shooting and those fall apart. Look, Batman v Superman is going to be great and it's going to do huge business and everything will move ahead according to plan. But I'm not any extra enthused or extra settled just because Warner Brothers at this point is saying, hey, we've got a shoot date, because we've heard it before and seen it fall apart. I have no doubt it's going to start on time. I have no doubt it's going to be good. But this doesn't really do anything for me one way or the other. Anyway, Schnepp, what do you think about this?
Well, it's weird. Like, when I saw that picture last night, I immediately thought about my own film, The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, because it got shut down 3 weeks before it was supposed to shoot, and that photo looks like...
Not The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened,
no.
but rather...
My film is out, and you can buy it on my website, blah, 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 pimpity, pimpity, pimp. But, no, I mean, the film itself got shut down 3 weeks before they were going to shoot, and they had sets, they had costumes, and there was kind of that kind of look is very, it's all throughout the film. But that's one of the things that happens when throughout every single movie there's this, once they've got a release date and they've got all this pre-production art, they're designing sets, the actors are cast, they've got the costumes made. So when a lot of those rumors dropped like 2 weeks ago where Warner Brothers is nervous and this and that, they're thinking about firing Zack Snyder, I was like, I did not believe it for 1 second, because I didn't know what date they were going to be shooting this film, but I knew they were in heavy pre-production, and to stop that kind of giant monster, that this thing is like $100, $200, $300 million mega creature that's already locked down 2 dates in the future and has already got this, and they got Ben Affleck and they got everybody, they've got to have their script completely tight. It looks like they're all having a blast. They're ready to, like, I don't know what they're talking about. We're partying, ready to put these weird suits on. You see Flash in the background. Yep. You see, it's really cool.
By the way, hey, can we bring up that picture again of Zack Snyder just for a second? This little thing is, if you look right behind Zack, see that black suit that's in the front behind Zack? That V in the front, you paint that V blue, you got Nightwing, son.
Right. Or you paint it red, you got Batman Beyond.
Yeah, so you got a lot of different things. Now, Mark, let me get to you in a second, because I really don't care what you have to say. But John...
Back to you, John.
but I was wondering, have you ever had a film project you were either involved with that everything was moving along and then it got cut short, or it came close to getting cut short even once you're in that process of getting the movie going?
Absolutely, but a smaller scale film we're talking. In Australia, The Proposition, we were in full pre-production and up in Queensland.
Amazing film, by the way.
And the whole thing fell apart.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah.
Was it?
It's independent films that work differently. It's like a house of cards, in terms of the structure, and one card drops out and the whole, because it's all pieces of different money.
Question, did you have to rearrange your cast? Was it like...
We did.
Yeah, wow, okay.
We actually lucked out by getting the perfect cast.
Yes.
You ended up with a pretty damn good
Ray
cast.
Winston. They didn't want Ray Winston in there.
Are you serious?
Really?
Can you tell us who they were, who was possibly
Who were they? Can we have their addresses? 'Cause who doesn't want Ray?
Well, they thought, the financiers thought Ray couldn't be vulnerable.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Because he's a brute of a man, but that's also what makes that character work. And of course, Ray's got a huge emotional range.
Definitely.
Yeah. I love him doing the voice of Beowulf.
Yes, he
and
was
you
fantastic
can
as
really hear
Beowulf.
that. Anyway, Mark, what do you think about this whole Justice League thing?
Look, I'm just excited that somebody's happy to take a picture with Aquaman. Like, who would have thought 5 years ago? You never wanted a picture with Aquaman. Now that Jason Momoa is playing him, Zack Snyder's a pretty big dude. He looks like a little kid asking Babe Ruth to hit a home run in this picture. Aquaman's going to kick ass. And yes, this movie's definitely going to get made. It was never in danger of being shut down, at least in my humble opinion. I will say that Batman v Superman may not be great. It may not be great. Let's all take a breath and realize it may just be good or even average. But it's hard for me to believe the movie's going to be bad enough to where they'd be like, no, we got to pull the plug on everything. I can't imagine that scenario. And so I think that's why it's smart that they go ahead and announce, look, we're not saying that we're issuing this in Entertainment Weekly in response to any reports that might have come out last week. We're just telling y'all we're making a movie come April and we're really excited about it. I think it's awesome.
Let me talk for a second about that report, because I wasn't on when that report came out. Here's the thing, and all of you guys know it came from Drew McWeeny from over at HitFix. I'll say this about that report. I can tell you 100% for absolute certainty, Drew McWeeny does not lie when in his profession. He does not do it. If Drew McWeeny says he got told something, you can take it to the bank 100% that he got told that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we should trust the people that are telling him things. That's two different, those are horses of two different colors right there. Those are two totally separate issues. Look, Drew is right 95% of the time. He's got a really good track record. But I can say this: I never did believe that report. I never believed that this movie or this franchise or this new series was ever in any trouble. But I do believe 100% that McWeeny was told that, and I've just been seeing a lot of people online attacking the messenger and going after McWeeny and say, "Oh, you're full of BS." I know Drew McWeeny is not full of BS at all, but that doesn't mean he's being fed good information.
I agree 100%. And also, there's even within the camps of any production company, there's people who are like, well, I heard this and I heard that, and they're constantly power shuffling themselves to get word out, either positive or negative. So you never know really what's up until you actually see the film in the theater. That's the final result, you know.
I look forward to next week on Movie Talk when the Justice League has been pulled. And we're just like, sorry, Drew.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.